Hi, my name is Andreas and this is Small Step Success, where we make the unconscious conscious. Today I'm going to talk about and teach you how it is that you can end the cycle of negative habits that you have for good. Because the thing about negative habits is that they are the source of why it is that we can't progress our life to our desired destination. Because somewhere along the line, or somewhere along the road when we are trying to change our life, it feels as if we always have to sort of fall back into old patterns. We have to go back into being somewhat the same person again, with the same sort of habits and things that we are doing. And it happens sort of beyond what we are able to control, and it feels like all of a sudden you just find yourself back in the same place again, like fuck, what happened? I tried to change my life, but now I'm back in the same habits that I tried to change from the beginning. And I didn't really push through or had a breakthrough that took me far enough to kind of make the change that I was looking to do in my life. So today we're going to learn how to be able to do the things that you know that you should be doing and not feel like you're doing the very things that you know is not good for you and actually perhaps even hate doing. Because when you're in this position, you are a slave to your unconscious programming. You are a slave to the automatic things that is going on within you, because this is the proof of it, that you know what is good for you, but can't seem to maintain it or actually go for it, even though you know what's good for you. If that is the case, then that means that you are currently a slave to your unconscious programming. And the way forward and the way to change all of this is to understand your unconscious programming and relieve yourself of those things within your unconscious programming that makes you go back into negative patterns, into bad habits, that is keeping you from going the places in your life that you really, really want to go to. So what I want you to understand about negative habits, or addictions, that is another word for it, is that they are at their core a coping mechanism for something that is originating out of you. It is part of your unconscious programming, which means that you are not really aware of what it is that's actually going on. It is just something that is happening beyond your awareness. If you want to relieve yourself of the things that is within your unconscious programming that forces you to go into negative habits and addictions and so on, that is blocking you from going further in life, then you need to connect to the things within your unconscious programming, the reason for all of this happening, which can be very hard. And the reason why is because our entire life we have spent our time trying to look the other way from what it is that is actually going on. So I'm going to try and explain this very quickly and in an efficient way. So whatever it is that you're feeling within yourself right now is going to be very subtle. You are always operating out of an emotional state of being. That is your energy. Some people call it vibration, some people call it frequency, and so on, and that's just different terms for states of energy. Why this is important to understand is because if your energy is very high, then you are going to be consciously present with this high level of abundance that you are experiencing within yourself, and you're going to be tapped into it and creating a life for yourself together with this amazing emotional state of being that you have. You might be feeling joy, you might be feeling inspiration, you might feel like your true self, you might feel like you're just in love with the world and everything that's going on. And when it is like that, it is easy to be present and consciously aware of who it is that you are and be able to work alongside the universe to create something really amazing. So what is the opposite of this? This is when you have conditioned fear, shame, anger, guilt, emotions of a lower quality within your system that makes it so that you need to adapt an unconscious personality to deal and cope with everything that is going on with you. Every single thing that you are doing in your life at this point, that you know is not good for you, but you do it either way, is there for the sole reason that you need those things to cope with the emotional pain that you feel within yourself. But you're not aware of this. This is part of your unconscious programming. This is part of something that you have grown unaware of. You have spent your entire life looking the other way from this problem, from the emotional state of being that you have within yourself, and engaging yourself in negative habits and addictions to always be occupied with something that takes your attention away from those things that you're actually feeling on a deep level within yourself. You have lost your ability to connect to what it is that you feel because you are running from these painful emotions that is going on within you. They're there under the surface, but they're subtle. And you're not aware of them anymore because you're always engaged in something within yourself that makes you take your attention away from it. Addictions and negative habits can be much more than perhaps you ever considered. Negative habits could be the addiction of just thinking negatively about yourself, being hard on yourself, being a people pleaser, always having the reaction of being angry at people, always being jealous, always feeling this or that. It's not just alcohol and cigarettes or playing video games or watching porn or whatever. That is actually an addiction. An addiction is something that is part of your personality that takes your attention away from whatever it is that's going on within you. Alcohol can do that for you. Video games can do that for you. Do you want to know something else that can take your attention away from the pain within you? For example, it could be overthinking things. It could be just talking way too much at every point of your life. Feel like you really have to speak up all the time. It could be anything. What I want you to understand from this video or this audio, wherever you're watching, is that the way to get rid of your negative habits is to get rid of the emotion that you have grown unconscious of that is fueling it at its core. Because without it, you do not need a way to cope with it anymore. And so you do not go to those things that you used to go to before in your past, whatever that is. Maybe it's overeating or hard on yourself, like I was for a long time, or not believing in yourself, or pushing yourself down, whatever it is. The way to get rid of all of these negative things within your personality that you know is not good for you is to get to the emotional pain of what it is that makes you need to cope with it outside of your awareness. And if you want to learn to do that, then I can tell you that my course is soon going to be released within just a couple of weeks, and I'm going to teach you all about how it is that you can change this on a deep level. So if you're interested in that, check out my website, Small Step Success, and I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.